What's up everyone? Joseph here. In this video, we're going to take a look at the grammar that is on page 73 of the book. That's page 73 on units 11. We're going to talk about adverbs before adjectives. And also we're going to talk about conjunctions. So, let's take a look. Can you tell the difference between these two sentences? That girl is beautiful. And that girl is really beautiful. What is the difference? Well, the difference is this word, of course, but what does this word do? This word is an intensifier. This word intensifies the meaning of an adjective, and it can also intensify the meaning of adverbs, and in some cases, of verbs. Sometimes we use adverbs like to, very, extremely, really, somewhat, fairly, a little. Well, a little is not exactly an adverb, but it can also be used to modify the meaning of an adjective. And pretty to modify adjectives. With this, with them, excuse me, with them, we can intensify the meaning of an adjective, adverb, or in some cases, verbs. So adverbs ordered by level of intensity. Two, we used to say that it's an exaggeration of the adjective. For example, too big, too salty, too sweet. For example, it's like an exaggeration. Extremely. Extremely means like very, very, very much of something. It's not an exaggeration, but a lot of something. Let's say a lot of something. A lot of something. Okay. Okay. We have very and really. Uh, it's less intense than extremely, and they have a very similar meaning. We're gonna take a look at that later in this video. Pretty is less than very or really. Fairly and somewhat, they mean more or less. So fairly, more or less. Somewhat, more or less. And not means nothing at all. Like it's like you're saying that it's not at all, for example, not pretty or not beautiful. You're saying that it's not beautiful at all. So adverbs go before the word that they modify. So you have to write the adverb before the word they modify. For example, that tree is very tall. That tree is very tall. Very is modifying tall, intensifying the meaning of tall. The ocean is extremely big. Extremely big. Like saying it's too big. Well, not exactly too big, but less than too big. Excuse me. Almost an exaggeration, but not quite an exaggeration. That is not good. You're saying that is bad. Kinda saying that is bad. Not good. Bad. The bike is too expensive. You're saying that the bike is like expensive and in an exaggerated way. Uh, that's what you're saying it too, an exaggeration. So when do you use not? When you use not, you're saying that it's the opposite. It's the opposite of what the adjective means. For example, not big, you're saying that it's small. When you're saying that something is not good, you're saying that it's bad. When you say that something is not beautiful, you're saying that it is ugly. Okay? So really has the same meaning as very. Really and very has the same meaning. But really can also modify verbs. So very can modify adjectives and adverbs. and really can modify adjectives, adverbs, and verbs. For example, I really like this city. You cannot say I very like this city like here. You cannot say that. I very like this city. Or in case you were wondering, you cannot say I pretty like this city. No, you have to say I really like this city. Really is modifying the verb like. She really needs coffee. She really needs coffee. So it's like she needs coffee like real quick, like now, fast. She really needs coffee. So note, you can't use pretty or very before the verbs, like I explained. Very or pretty cannot go before verbs. These are incorrect here. So to means more than you want, an exaggeration. So we usually use it with negative adjectives. For example, too bad, not too nice. So here you are changing nice with not. So you're saying that it's like bad, not too nice, too bad. So that is too much food for one day. Too much food for one day. You're saying that it's an exaggeration of food, that you don't want more in the day. The car is too small for this family. You see, it's like these sentences are said in a negative tone, that they are not positive, not in a. You're not saying this in a positive way. The shirt is too expensive. It's like too much money for that shirt, in your opinion, an exaggeration of expensiveness. Um, but that doesn't mean we can't use. Excuse me, we can't. That doesn't mean we can't use it in a positive way. Uh, this cake is too good. I can't stop. This cake is too good. You're saying that this extreme, an exaggeration of good, more than extremely. This cake is too good. Wow, like it's very, very tasty. I can't stop. Also, we cannot use to with an adverb. We cannot use to with an adverb plus an adjective plus a noun. If we see this structure, if we use this structure with to, it's wrong. For example, you cannot say you can say too expensive, but you cannot say a too expensive city. This is a too big house. No, you cannot say like that. This is a too big house. You can say this house is too big. Santiago is not a too big city. It's incorrect. You can say Santiago is not too big. But like this, not a too big city. Take a look at this. Adverb, too. Adjective, big. A noun, city. That is not correct. Okay, now we're going to take a look at conjunctions. Conjunctions and, but, though, and however. We use and to connect two positive or two negative ideas. We use and to connect two positive or two negative ideas. For example, we live in a free and democratic country. So we have here two positive ideas, a free and democratic country. These are two positive ideas. The cell phone is low and expensive. Here we have two negative ideas. So we use and to add to the same type of idea. If it's positive, if the two ideas are positive, you use and. If the two ideas are negative, you use and as well. Note, you put commas before and in these cases. Take a look. We have commas here, a comma here, and we have comma here. We use but, though, and however to connect a positive idea with a negative one. The difference is that but goes between the ideas, however and though go at the end of the sentence. So when you have to connect two different types of ideas, a positive and a negative, you use but, though, and however. So but goes between the ideas, and however and though go at the end of the sentence. Let's take a look. I like Santiago, comma, but it rains too much. I like Santiago, comma, but it rains too much. I like Santiago, a period here. So this is not a comma, this is a period. I like Santiago, period. It rains too much though. Take a look at these two words. Though and however go at the end of the sentence. The two ideas with though and however are divided with a period. And let's repeat. I like Santiago, comma, but it rains too much. With though. I like Santiago, period. It rains too much though. I like Santiago, period. It rains too much, however. This is the way we use though and however. Sometimes we can use however in the middle of the sentence. And we're going to explain that in another book. I just wanted you to know that if you see somewhere that you can use however in the middle of a sentence, that is not entirely incorrect. But we're going to see that later. So notice that with and but, you must write a comma after. So between the two ideas, you must use a comma between and but. For example, Raul studies a lot and he gets good grades. You see? A comma here because we're using and. The car is expensive, but it has good quality. We use a comma between the ideas. With however and though, you must write a period between the ideas. Then write the word at the end. Okay? So, let's take a look at some example. I slept at 10 hours. I still feel tired though. I slept 10 hours, period. I still feel tired though. It's like one positive. I slept 10 hours. I still feel that tired though, negative. The computer needs an upgrade. A negative uh, idea needs an upgrade. It can wait, however, a positive one. Or it can be negative or positive, depending on your perspective. In this case, I'm saying in this case. So this is the end of the video. I will see you on the next one.